Before we get to the stuff, man, this week, that Sony hack.
Yeah.
I mean, the repercussions keep coming. For those of you who don't know about it, I mean, this Sony hack has been nuts because all anybody talked about at first when this whole Sony hack happened was which movies got leaked.
Yes.
Which movies got online. Turns out, which movies got leaked is not at all the story.
That's a tip of the iceberg.
Just the tip of it. Because, first of all, we see this huge meltdown, the drama behind what brought the Jobs movie, the movie that's going to be based on Steve Jobs, on a script written by Aaron Sorkin. Mm-hmm. Was supposed to be directed by David Fincher, apparently now supposed to be directed by Danny Boyle, has had different points, has had Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale. Now they're talking about Jeff Daniels maybe playing Jobs, which seems like a weird choice to me. It seems a little old for that for me, but whatever. And the drama between that movie, leaving Sony and going over to Universal, and then the whole stuff about Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. You know, we all knew, even though a lot of us never thought it would happen, but we knew that the two sides were at least talking, that Marvel and Sony had at least had talks, and it talked about, you know, what are the possibilities? What could we bring Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And apparently those talks all fell apart because of issues of control. And then there's stuff about Jonah Hill wanting to do a 23 Jump Street with a crossover with Men in Black. And it's just, and I've got a feeling, like you were saying, tip of the iceberg. I got a feeling even this is tip of the iceberg. Yeah. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot more.
Well, and also they've been leaking personal emails.
Yeah.
And just revealing stuff that are not even movie related.
Yeah.
That just are, causing all kinds of headaches for all the Sony employees and the executives too.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the other day when we were talking about the Sony leak, we had... Oh gosh, about 15 minutes before we went to air, Christian Harloff and I were talking, and I said, you know, it's funny because when I first read all this stuff, a part of me felt like we shouldn't even talk about it. Yeah. Because, you know, though a lot of those emails were personal emails, meant to be private. Yeah. Like even ones between Amy Pascal and Scott Rudin about the whole Jobs thing. Yeah. Those were private emails. And I remember, I was telling Christian, I was thinking about us not talking about it. But then I thought, you know what? This is now out there. This is out there. It's not like we're going to be breaking this to people. This is now out there, so we might as well comment on it.
Yeah,
but I struggled with it.
It's in the gray area. And then there's also what I was talking about is these emails that have nothing to do with movies that also have been leaked. That, like, let's say Variety is reporting that don't have anything to do with movies. That's kind of where it's like, wow, okay, that's personal type of stuff.
Yeah. Amy Pascal is sleeping around with Christian Bale. I mean, no, that was, by the way, that was not in the emails, just so you know. But yeah, it's kind of creepy and it continues to unfold. And I guess we're going to get even more of a look into the behind the curtain of the Hollywood studio system in the next little while. But I said this on the show the other day. What really stands out to me about, and I think there's an important lesson here for all film fans as well, is that it's human beings. You know, we think of Hollywood and we think of the studios as this big corporate machine, almost, you know, run by robots and algorithms and things like that. And we forget that these are actually just real people making these decisions and having arguments and having fights and feeling hurt and getting their feelings hurt and feeling insulted and firing back and lashing out. And it's a really actually a cool reminder for all of us that these things are run by people. And it's
people with egos.
Feelings. We saw a little bit of that in the emails.
Yeah, I think there was a whole thing about, I think Angelina Jolie had wanted David Fincher for her movie.
That was one of the key things that led to the whole downfall of Jobs being at Sony, was that, you know, Scott Rudin wanted David Fincher on Jobs. Apparently David Fincher wanted to do Jobs. But also at Sony was Angelina Jolie, who was supposed to star in a Cleopatra movie. And Angelina Jolie, look, this is all our interpretation of the emails. Okay, this is all coming from these emails. You know, Angelina Jolie was mad because she wanted David Fincher on Cleopatra. Yeah. And that was the start of the crumbling relationship between Scott Rudin, and who's the producer of the films, and Amy Pascal, who is the co-chairman of Sony. Because Amy Pascal wanted to, you know, placate the movie star. She wanted to say, look, we need to take a meeting with Angelina Jolie to make her feel better about this. And Scott Rudin is writing back to her, like, basically, I'm using family-friendly language here. because Scott Rudin did not. But he's basically saying, screw her. She's just, and he starts insulting Angelina Jolie. She's a talentless whatever and blah, blah, a spoiled brat. This is not her movie. These are our movies. We will do what we want. Why are you even, you know, what's the word when a parent does something that just feeds into their child's behavior? I can't remember, but basically that's what he's saying. You're just feeding her behavior. No, we should not take this meeting. And she was like, no, we got to meet with her. And then she starts talking with David Fincher and just it became such a mess.
Yeah. Well, if you're David Fincher though, you're pretty stoked. You're like, wow, all these people fighting over me.
Everybody wants me.
I must be doing pretty well.
Hey everyone, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.